Many families find the financial aid process very confusing. Here's a brief explanation that hopefully will shed light on how it works. In this video, we're going to focus on the process of applying for need-based aid, but it can be helpful to know that there are actually several different types of aid. Need-based aid, merit aid, tuition discounts, tax aid, and private scholarships. So if you find that you won't qualify for need-based aid, keep in mind that you may be successful in getting help from other sources. Whether you qualify for financial aid or not is determined by a simple formula. The formula takes the cost of attendance for a given college and subtracts your expected family contribution, also known as your EFC. The difference between these two numbers is your demonstrated need. In other words, the amount of financial assistance you're eligible to receive. It's important to note that the cost of attendance for financial aid purposes includes tuition, fees, books, room and board, transportation, and pocket money for the school year. Most families don't realize it, but they can have multiple EFCs because different colleges use different formulas. The federal EFC is based on the information collected on the FAFSA form, the free application for federal student aid. Now, every college requires the FAFSA form, but some require the CSS financial aid profile form in addition to the FAFSA because it provides them with more details about your family's situation. Schools requiring this profile form use what are often called the institutional or consensus methodologies. These methodologies can generate different EFCs because they include assets not necessarily considered by the federal formula. When you file a FAFSA, the information collected goes to the Department of Education, who in turn shares it with the colleges listed on your form. Information on a student's profile is submitted to the College Board, who makes it available to the schools listed on that form. Once the FAFSA and profile are submitted, some colleges may require additional information to finalize your package. What's also important to know here is that most state aid agencies use information on the FAFSA to determine your eligibility for state grants. But there may be additional requirements, so be sure to check with your high school college office or the agency responsible for the aid program in your state. If a college determines, based on the information it receives, that you have need, a financial aid award is created. It usually consists of grants and/or scholarships, a student loan, and work study. Grants and scholarships are often referred to as gift aid. This is money that doesn't have to be repaid. The student loan and work study are called self-help. You have to borrow and eventually repay any loans or work to get money in this category. Based on the student's eligibility, each college builds a financial aid package from the available federal aid monies, state aid programs, and the college's own funds. You should know that all colleges are not equally generous. Colleges may respond to a student's need differently depending on the college's own funding policies and budget limitations. You could receive a package covering 100% of need from one college, 74% of need from another, or even as little as 42%. And remember, any need not met by the college will be your family's responsibility, so be careful. If you qualify for need-based aid, you want to make sure you pick colleges that are generous. We hope this has helped clarify the aid application process. If you want to learn more about applying for financial aid, click on the Services tab above. We also have lots of great information in our podcast, Make College Affordable with the College Aid Lady. Click the podcast tab above to listen and subscribe. And if you have questions, you can click the Contact Us link at the top of the page.